What's up everyone and welcome to the club. Today I'm going to be showing you step by step on how to draw Kylo Ren from Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker. Let's start in the center of our page with the upper eyelid. So move over towards the left side. Starting from the outside, we're going to draw a curve that goes up and then down on the inside. Let's leave a gap in the center and draw the same thing on the right. So we're going to line up the inside, curve up, and then down. Let's curl up the inside of the eyelid. Starting on the left, we'll curve in and then up. Do the same thing on the right. Now let's tuck the eyes in underneath the eyelid. We want to create an overlap on the outside, so step in, curve down toward the bottom, and then back up on the inside of the eye. Let's do the same thing on the right. Curving down, and then pulling that back up. Let's draw a half circle along the top left of each eye for highlight. Curve around and then back up. Line this up on the right and do the same thing. Now I'm going to fill the outside area of the eye in black. From the outside of the eye, I want to step up, curve in, and then down towards the inside of the eye for the lower edge of the brow. Go to the right and do the same thing. And I just want to thicken up the eyebrow. Go back to the outside. We're going to taper this in and down in behind that frown line. And we're going to fill the eyebrows in black. Let's move to the center and down and draw on the nose. Starting on the left, we're going to curve down and then back up on the right. I also want to add a wrinkle in between the eyebrows. Starting on the left, we're going to leave a little gap, curve up and then down. And then from the nose, we're going to step down and draw on the mouth. Starting on the left, we'll curve up and then down. Then we'll move down and draw a shorter curve in the opposite direction for the lower lip. Let's move to the outside and draw the lower half of the head. From the left eye, we're going to step out and draw a large half circle, curving down underneath the mouth. We're just going to pull that up on the right side. And then we'll add a scar across the left cheek. Starting underneath the eye, we're going to curve out and then down. Now we're going to trace this out on the outside. Now we're going to move up and draw that large hairband coming over the left side. So directly above the right eye, we'll step up, start with the dot. Now from here we're going to curve up, and then come down around the eye, and then pull that out toward the left side. And then from here we're just going to taper this back up, and into right about there. We're going to do an overlap. Stepping down, curve up, and then in. Step back again, we'll curve up. I'm just going to pull that down towards that starting point. And then from here we're just going to curve up and out towards the left. Let's add the hairline underneath. Starting from this point, we're going to go across and then down in the middle. Go back up and out underneath the hair. And then we'll add a little bit of texture. Starting from the center, we'll curve up and then out. Step over, draw that same curve, and we'll come to the inside and draw another curve. Let's add the scar above the left eyebrow. Starting up here, we're going to curve up and then out with a short line. Now I just want to taper this back in behind the eyebrow. Let's go back to this point, curve out, and then down on the right side. Now let's sweep the top of the hair over towards the left. Starting along this line, we're going to curve up, and we're just going to pull that down on the left. Now let's curl this out, and down, and then out. And we're going to create a point of hair, tapering this back in. Now we're going to go out and in, around that point. Pull that into there. Again, tapering that back up. and down and in. We're just gonna work our way back in towards the head. Taper that back up. I'm gonna do one more. Curving down and in. Pull that up underneath the head. Now let's draw the right side of the hair. Starting from this point, we're gonna curve up and then down. Now we're just gonna curl this back up and then out. We'll taper that back in. Now we're gonna layer the hair in behind. Starting up here, curve up, and then pull that in, step back, curve up, and then down. We'll add one more fold of hair along the top. Stepping up, curving out, and then down. Now let's draw on the bottom edge of the hair. Curving out, and then in, and tapering that back up. Curve down and in again. And we'll pull this up and in underneath the head. Let's add a fold along the inside of each eye. Starting on the left, curve down and out. Go to the right, and do the same thing. Now let's move down and draw on the sides of the body. Over on the left side, I'm going to curve out and down towards the hip. Move over towards the right, do the same thing. Now let's close off the bottom of the body. Starting on the left, curve down and then up. From the hip, we're going to step up and draw another curve, from left to right, the top of the belt. Now let's add the buckle. Leave a gap in the center, draw two straight lines, one on the left and then one on the right. Now I just want to trace this area along the inside. Now we're going to move down to the bottom of the belt buckle in the center, draw a short angled line coming down and out toward the left and then the right. Now I'm going to curve out and then up towards the sides. And we'll connect this line to the hip with a straight line. Now we're going to leave a small gap in between the corners of the flap and draw a curve from left to right, going up and then down. Now leaving a gap in the center, go to the left side, curve out and down towards the left heel, go to the right, curve out and down towards the right heel. Now let's round out the bottom of the feet. Starting from the heel, we'll curve down and up towards the toe. We'll do the same thing on the right. Now back to the left side, let's curve the top of the foot, going up. I'm going to bend this down, aiming towards the heel. We'll stop right about there. Do the same thing on the right, curving up, and then bending that down. Let's thicken up the sole. Taking this curve, we're going to step up, just trace that across. Now let's go back up and draw the side of the leg. From the corner of the flap, we'll step in, curve down, and bend that in towards the top of the foot. Now we're going to add two sets of straps on either side. Starting from the top of the foot, we'll step up, draw one curve, coming down and up, line this up on the right, and do the same thing. Now I'm going to draw three more curves just up above. Stepping up, one, two, and then three. And we'll do the same thing on the right. Now we're going to move back up and draw on the arms. Let's start with the arm on the left. About halfway down the side of the body, we'll curve out and down towards the wrist. Now we're going to add the thumb. From the wrist, we'll draw a small half circle, curving in and then out. And at the end of the thumb, we'll draw a bracket. From the bottom curve of the thumb, we curve down and then up around the bracket. Let's add two more fingers. Step down, curve down, up the second finger. Now the third finger, we're going to curve out and pull that in behind the head. Out and pull that in just beside the top of the body. And then let's draw on the cuff. Starting from the wrist, we'll curve up and then out. Let's go back up towards the top of the body. We curve down and then out towards the outside of the arm to the bottom edge of the cape. Now let's draw on the right arm. From the top of the body, we're going to step out, curve down, and then out towards the wrist. From the wrist, we're going to curl around the thumb. Go up, come down. I'm just going to pull that up, aiming towards the top of the curve. And then we'll stack 3 fingers in behind the thumb. Starting on the outside, we'll draw a half oval going out and then in, come down, go out, in, and tuck this in underneath the thumb. We'll do that one more time. Curving around and then in. Now let's draw the handle in behind the fingers. We're going to angle the lightsaber out. So starting at the bottom, we draw 2 straight angled lines, coming down, close off the bottom with a curve, coming down and then up. Now let's go to the top. We're going to extend these lines above the fingers, going all the way up, and close off the end with a straight line. From the top corners of the handle, we'll step down, draw 2 angled lines going out, come down the sides, and then we're going to pull that in. Now I'm going to move back in and finish off the arm. Starting from the wrist, we'll curve down, and then pull that out underneath the handle. And then from the thumb, curve down and in for the palm. Now I'm going to move halfway along the side of the body, curve down, and then up in behind the hand. At the very top, I'm going to add the edge of the cape. From the top of the body, we'll curve out and then down. Let's draw the cape in behind the body. We're going to start underneath the index finger on the left, curve down, then out. We'll go to the right side, underneath the arm, curve down and out, and we'll bend that back down towards the bottom. Now we want to connect the bottoms of the cape with a curve going in behind the legs. We'll start on the left. We're going to curve up and in, curve in between, and then on the right we'll curve it back down towards the right side of the cape. Let's draw the sides of the lightsaber. Now instead of drawing a straight line, we want to wiggle this to give it a little bit of a vibration towards a point, and we'll wiggle that back in. Go to the top on the right, wiggle this out towards the tip, and then we'll just wiggle that back in. And then from the top, we're going to wiggle a line going up towards a tip. So let's start on the left. We're going to wiggle this line going all the way up towards the tip, and then we'll taper it with a wiggly line going back in. Now let's add some texture to the suit. We're going to start with the arms first. I want to take this curve, step up. I'm just going to duplicate that across, leave another gap. We're going to continue this all the way up towards the top of the arms. Let's do the same thing on the right side. Now we're going to follow the same curve of the wrist, going around, all the way up towards the top. And then we'll add a checker pattern to the body and the flaps. Let's start underneath the chin in the center. Start with a straight line coming down towards the belt. Now we're going to draw a few more lines on either side. Stepping out, a 1, 2, and then 1 more on the end. And do the same thing on the right. Now we're going to go across with a series of curves. Stepping up, down, and then up. Leave another gap. Going all the way across, up towards the top of the body. Let's add that same pattern to the flaps. Now we take this angled line, step out, and continue all the way out towards the side. Do the same thing on the right. And then we'll work our way across with that same curve we have along the bottom of the flap. And then 1 more along the top. And there we have it. There's Kylo Ren from Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Make sure you subscribe and send me your requests in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.